morning, everyone. This is Jamaica with Jamaica Life. So, there's a lot of things that go on in the garden that a lot of us don't record. One of them is weeding. No one likes it. I don't know anybody who likes it, especially not me. But you got to do it. So, I have a tomato bed on the other side, and I'm going to weed it. But there's a way to avoid having to weed as much. And the only way you're going to do that is by planting as densely as possible. Some people wonder why some people's gardens, like mine, are always piled together. And that's because, first of all, in nature, the plants grow like that. And second of all, it takes away the weeds, doesn't allow the weeds to come up. So we're going to get some of this stuff up. And I'm going to try this tool again. We'll see. Because I don't know how to use this tool, but I'll figure it out eventually. Let's get several tools out here. The good old-fashioned hoe, which I'm very used to. This is also a hoe. I haven't figured out how to use this yet. And this is a weeder that I saw recently on the internet. It's supposed to get out deep roots. See how it's curved on the center? Let me see if I can hold it this way. See that? And yes, it works. So let's get it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attempt to get up as many weeds as possible, and then we're gonna plant these 6, 8 tomato plants. They're different type. I don't really care. I just want to get them in the ground. So that's how I am. They're marked, but I mean, I really don't care. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. So let's try this tool first. They say it's a scraping motion, right? Y'all trying to get me? I'm gonna tell you the truth. I really don't like this thing. Let me use my hoe. I haven't gotten it yet. I haven't cracked the code. It's getting on my last nerve. But I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to try to like it. I'm going to try. See? Now you see why they don't show it to you? Well, I don't show it to you. Actually, I usually don't do this. I usually plant super dense so I don't have to deal with this. I've had so many instances, and then there have been keep it straight, girl. There have been people who said use raised beds. That's not true. Raised beds also gets weeds. Seeds fly, birds poop, and they bring weeds. So even if you have a raised bed, you're gonna get weeds eventually. I noticed that, like around the gazebo, which is right there behind all them bushes, I put shade cloth, not shade cloth, I put weed barrier down. And I kept on putting mulch on top of it. Do you know that after a couple of years, weeds started popping up on top of the weed barrier? Because the mulch breaks down and becomes soil, seeds drop, birds poop, they bring the weeds in, and the weeds will grow. If you have enough mulch or decomposed material there, doesn't matter what you put down or how high you raised it, you're still gonna get weeds. It's not an opinion, it's a fact. I'm speaking from experience. I've been gardening for a long time. In this yard, 20 years. Weeds are gonna grow. Once the material breaks down and there's enough soil, even if there's a thin layer of soil, a weed will find a way to grow, and they get there by the wind and by the birds and other animals that come and bring stuff in. So let's go ahead and use this one to get the ones with the deep roots up. This one has a variegated edge, see that? And it pulls up stuff like Johnson grass. Johnson grass is super hard to get up. Johnson grass roots not only go down, but they spread out and they cling to the soil. They're very hard to get up and they're very hard to get rid of once you have them, especially when they become established. But we're gonna try to get some up. I'm not telling you I'm gonna do the best at weeding because I don't like doing it. But I'm gonna do my best right now, and then I'm gonna plant stuff here so that the weeds get shedded out. That's what I'm gonna do. This is Johnson grass. See that? Not very good looking grass. And it vines, so it'll jump. See that? Johnson grass. Look at that root. Let me move this out of my way so I don't hurt myself, and we'll get some more of that up. I am not gonna get it all up. I'm telling you right now. I'm just gonna do the best I can, and then I'm gonna get some more stuff out before it gets too hot out here. You know I live in Texas. And if you don't know, now you know. Okay, I went and got some beans. Don't ask me what kind. They're probably contender because that's what I grew last year. Because they are my beans. That's what it says, beans. Unless, they're from another year. I didn't put the year on there. We'll find out. They're in a brown paper sack. So we'll see once I look at it. I don't know if they're black eyed peas or if they're beans. It says beans because I know the difference between black eyed peas and red peas. And, because I cook peas and rice. Beans are different than peas in my eyes, that is. So we're back over here with the tomato patch. And we're going to get these peas companion planted with our tomatoes. I'll put it on the outside edge and then we'll dig our tomatoes in. Be careful with this thing. I cut my finger. It doesn't hurt though. That's weird. Very strange. They are, I think they're contender. Let me see. Mystery. Mystery. Fly, Robin, fly. One bee. Cut down the bush. All right. I'll water them in when I water the tomatoes. I'm going to eventually gate this in because last year the rabbits ate my beans. Yeah. So I'm going to put some, I guess, along this side right here. And I'm going to have to put up a trellis or something to trellis these tomatoes because they're going to just fall down and spread all over the place like they normally do if you don't do that. So I'll put some beans on that side and knock down some of these. You got to get this stuff up. It's just a haven for all kind of bad things. Bugs, snakes. I don't even like saying that word. Everything. So just chop them down. I like this tool. It reminds me of a machete, except it's way smaller, which is easier to handle once you get used to it. Okay, I'm gonna put some right here. And all I'm doing is knocking down these weeds, knocking them back, chopping them down. Turning it over. Get any of them out. Move them to the side and go ahead and turn it over a little bit. Take your seed, stick it in the ground, cover it up. Simple as that. It's good to plant beans directly in the ground. Cover it up. And just make a little hole. Oh, I dropped one. Pull the weed out. And cover it up. I think I'm going to start another line right over here. I think there's too much shade here. Although the tomatoes were there last year, this tree is going to knock me down. So this is what I have for tomatoes. I also have some tomatillos that I need to plant, but I'm gonna have to cut back that tree because it's shading everything out. Although it didn't matter last year. They were cherry tomatoes last year that were under that bush and they did just fine. Or a tree, and it's not mulberry, it's a crepe myrtle. I call it crepe myrtle bush because it is a bush. It's a bush that turns into a tree, or it looks like a big old bush. This thing can get like 30, 40 feet high. I'm not lying. In Texas, they do. They get that big, the wild ones. So let's do this extra line and put these tomatoes in the ground. All I'm gonna do is take it, flip it on top of itself, and
I'm saying that I'm gonna flip it over, but then I thought about it, and I don't want to disturb the ecosystem of the soil. Sometimes when you dig up worms and other things that can help your plants grow. So, after further consideration, I just decided to scrape it up. But you'll see that. It's all about adjusting.
Now that we got that all scraped up, I decided not to dig it. It messes with the worm population, plus it's extra work. So I just scraped it up. Scrape it up. Let's go and put these plants in. It's on the bottom of this thing. So I have some fertilizer, some blood meal, and some bone meal. Fertilizer, that's for everything. and this is 757. Really doesn't matter. I mean, to me. Then I got bone meal, which is for the flowering and for the fruit. And then I got a little bit of blood meal. That's for greening, for leaves. I'm not gonna put a lot of this down, but I'm gonna use some. Replaces the nitrogen. So let's go ahead and get this stuff in. Out of the way. This is grass. This is a vining grass that we use out here called St. Augustine. It vines because it's it's drought tolerant, and it's hard to eliminate, even though the Texas sun seems to be doing a good job of getting rid of it. You can't buy the seed for this. You have to buy it already in a patch, you know, on those, I forget what they're called. You know what I'm talking about. Sod. Is that what it's called? I don't remember. Anyway, let's go ahead and get these plants in. Let's dig this thing in. Disturb the soil just enough to get my plant in and not disturb the eco structure in this ground. Put some all-purpose, just a little bit. I'm especially gonna put some bone meal in here. Just a little bit. And then a little teensy beansy. Because I need leaves. I don't need a lot of leaves though. I'm just gonna put a little bit of blood meal in there. Mix it in. Get my plant. Uh-oh, falling apart. Keep my extra soil. Anything that doesn't have roots on it, get rid of it. Open the ground up. Put my plant in and backfill it. Stand it up straight if you can. We'll water this in a minute. One done. Moving right along. All right, I'm gonna dig a hole. Blood meal. Bone meal. Fertilizer. Mix it in. Open it up. Get your plant. Take this extra fluff off. And with tomatoes, you can bury them deeper. The stems will give you another set of roots. All right, that's done. To the next. Here we are. Something ate one of my plants, or maybe I chopped it up when I was chopping down the weeds. I don't know which one it is, but one of them are gone. Bone meal. Fertilizer. Blood meal. Mix it in. This is Virginia sweet, so I want this in the ground. I want to see what you look like. Here we are, got the plant. Move some soil out the way and backfill it. take that extra off. And backfill it. Don't worry about it being clumpy. We're going to water this in, and then we'll step on the sides to make sure that there's enough soil around it. All I'm trying to do is get it in the ground right now. There we go. The last one for this row. Fertilizer. A little bit of blood meal. Fertilizer. Bone meal. Mix it in. Chop down these weeds. Move them out of the way. Found my clip for my kangaroo pouch. Mix it in. Get a plant. Take this extra off. All I want is the roots. I don't really want the extra soil, but extra soil, I wanted to look for it. Open this up. I'm planting. And backfill it. There we are. We got three more plants left. Oh, and this one is Virginia sweet right here, I think. I'll put that right there. It don't matter. Just gonna leave it there. I think I can fit one more right there. Chop this down a little bit more and get one more in. Here's one right here. Pop this up. All right. Got that. Mix it in. That rocker. Let's get a plant. The fertilizer into the soil. Then I take the plant. I knock all this extra off, all this extra soil off. I want the roots, I just don't want all this extra soil because I want this plant to start rooting it out. You don't have to do this, but I do it. Get down, Put your tomato plant in. And this is clay soil that is dry, right? See how hard it is? Let's just get as much as we can around it. And once we wet it, we can get it down there, which we're gonna do very quickly. We're gonna do that right now after I plant this one. All right. Now there's a lot of air pockets in here right now, but it won't be once we water it. All right, we're gonna water it in real good. I put it on shower, which is not that strong. You see that? And that's how you clear your little garden out and plant your new seedlings. By the way, those are from seed. It's easier that way for me. Whew, I'm tired. So we're done. We are done for today. Do a little bit of time. There's nothing that says you're not in a rush. I'm not. You can be in a rush, but then you lose a lot of the enjoyment of planting. So I got in about, I don't know, 5-6 plants. I didn't count. I got 2 left, but I could put them over there. I also have some tomatillas I need to put in the ground. We'll do that on another video. I'm just going with the flow and going with how I feel and planting with how I feel. Don't send yourself out there grueling. It's not supposed to be like that unless you're really a true farmer. I'm just a backyard or a homesteader. I grow eating birds back here, right? This is Jamerica with Jamerica Life. Go ahead and use your tools. Keep on trying new stuff. Keep on planting the things that you love, and try every now and then. Try something that you don't know you might like it. And that's about it. Spring is here. Time to plant. Some of y'all are just planting indoors and soon to put in the ground. I congratulate you in advance for joining the journey of gardening and growing your own stuff. This is Jamerica with Jamerica Life. I thank everybody for being with me, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.